Well, we made it through another year. So, my journey with YouTube and life, really, in general, this year has been a bit of a roller coaster. It's just been mixed emotions. Life has just got in the way, which is why this hasn't happened. It just got a bit hectic, and I was like, I just don't have time to do YouTube. And it was only because I don't get paid for it. It's just a hobby. It's a bit of fun for me, and a bit of something I can try and build as well, which definitely has happened over the past month, actually, of being back. Um, so I think I want to just start off with a thank you to everyone who has stuck around and watched the vlogs, supported the channel, supported me when I came back onto it as well. Just got to a point where I was like, I don't really know what I want to do anymore. I'm a bit stuck. I just need some, not not enjoyment, because I've got the enjoyment of my performance, all my Amdram stuff in the evenings that I do. Going and seeing shows, because I really enjoy doing that. Also meeting up with some friends as well, which I always did on a regular basis. I still do. Sounds like I don't do that anymore. But yeah, should put that down because we don't need to have that yet. So let's start off with the beginning of 2024. Quite a few things happened. I was in a new job, not started brand newly, but since September last year, I was in a new job, and I stayed into the new year, and then left there in July this year. So then that also was another career curve that I did. So that was one thing that sort of stopped me from a lot of things, because jobs are really important. Once you got one, it kind of does take over your life, and there's a point in that where you got to think that that was just the air freshener deciding to squirt some freshness into this video. Got to think that yes, your job is important. You got to keep with your job, but then you've also got to think your life outside of it, like your hobbies, meeting up with your friends, keeping those connections is also a strong part of life. Your job, it brings the money in. Yes, you need that. But the thing is, your life is only here once. So you've just got to go and live it to the best. And that's something that I've started to realise in within the past month. It's my mind and like mental health has been all over the place this year, due to just not stopping and not taking a break and not just chilling, and that's something I needed to do. Multiple things happened. I got a car for the first time. I passed in 2021, and once COVID had finished, it was quite expensive to buy a car. Now my budgie's now deciding it wants to pitch into the video. Calypso, he's a bit of a chatterbox. There's multiple things happening. It's crazy. So yeah, had that happening. That happened in March this year, beginning of March, and obviously I've still got the car till this very day. I've had a few problems with it. I'm not going to point them out on the video because it's been quite quite a lot for me this year. But that was another thing. Like, I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was all good and everything with it, and turns out it wasn't. It wasn't. It's okay. Like, it still runs fine. It's a great little car that I've got, but it did come with quite a few problems. One of them being when me and Bradley went on a trip to York. The big problem, to which I thought was something completely different, turned out to be something that actually was to do with something that the garage that I bought the car from originally said that they did, and it turned out they never did. So I did this big massive journey, a 3-hour journey to York, and then it all happened there. I thought it would just be because of this, because I knew things about cars. I knew it was like, oh, it must be this, this, and this. Turned out, on the way back, it completely was like, I'm not moving any further because I can't. And it turned out that in the heater matrix there was a hole. So that hole that I thought was leaking oil wasn't oil. It was actually from the radiator. And the heater matrix is something that actually makes the car basically run and go, because it has all the cold water, which turns warm, but keeps the car moving around, so it keeps its circulation going. And if that circulation is not there, the car's not going to do anything. So, and that's what basically happened. I lost all the water that was in the car. It was a long night, and I have to say it was something I don't think I'd want to do again. Literally, we're on the motorway at 10:30 in the evening. Literally after we finished watching a show in York, got on the motorway. Well, we're about to get on the motorway. We're on the slip road out of York, and it happened right there, 10:30, and didn't get home until 5:30 the next morning. I was awake, obviously, a whole day, all the way into the new day. And then I sat up with my mum, telling her everything that happened and everything, saying that the car's not currently here. It's currently in Manchester right now because a load of things happened. And then that day, I had no sleep. I went to an awards evening for when I did Young Frankenstein this year, and I got to the hotel room, and it was a good thing I was on my own, because as soon as I got into that room, boom, straight on the bed. And that was me. I was gone from the world. I was just like asleep for a solid 2 hours. Woke up at 5 o'clock, and I was like, I need to get ready, because I was meeting up with the gang at 6:30 to go have a little free drinks before the evening. And I have to say, it was a lovely evening. It took my mind off everything. But I slept that night, and my God, it felt so good. But everything just in the past few months is just... It was like halfway through the year, everything just... It was like a series of different sorts of things. A few family issues as well. Nothing serious, don't worry. Just a few things going on, and obviously it's distracting my head. And I don't sometimes deal with it very well. It might show it, I do. But in here, it's having quite a few battles, and it takes quite a bit of time. But yeah, so that was my year in a nutshell, which is why I've not been doing vlogs. I actually just turned up on myself and thought, I'm going to vlog randomly, actually, when me and Bradley went to Pleasure Beach on the closing day. It was just going to be him vlogging, and I was just going to be in the background just doing my stupid, silly things that I normally do. And I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to try and see if making a vlog will do something. And it did. It did. And it got me back on. And I think I had about 140 something subscribers. And then, 146 subscribers, I think, at the beginning of that. And now I've got 168 subscribers to this date today. So, and that's just thanks to you, which is why I want to say thank you so much. I know I've blabbed on a little bit longer than I thought. I'm wanting to keep it sort of all the things that happen, like all the not so great things, but also all the positives as well. And those positives, especially, were one being Young Frankenstein. When I did that show and I played a character called Igor, my God, I was in my element. I could just goof around. I could, in a pantomime when you got the silly Billy character, the buttons, and any of those sort of roles. Igor's basically like that. He relates to the audience and can bounce off them. So if anything was found funny, it would be natural for him to be able to break the fourth wall and sort of like, yeah, you got it, I got it, yeah, because it's a bit of a cult musical anyway. If you know the movie, people will know all the little bits inside, so they'll start to laugh or know what is about to come. And Igor had a lot of those moments, and it was just great fun where I could just muck around, try to put everybody off in the cast. There was one person they'd put off in the cast, Claire, who played Frau Blucher. It was in the second act, and I just thought, I'm just going to try and push this a little bit further. And basically made her lose her line because I said, "Oh, that meant to be me there. What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I just said, "Oh, maybe if you turn to a rehearsal, you'd know this." And then she was like, "Oh, yes." But then, because she was trying to also ad-lib at the same time with me and then carry on the show, she forgot where she was. And then she looked at me and I can't remember where I am. I don't know where I am. I've forgotten my line. I was like, don't look at me because I have no idea myself either. So we both just started laughing on stage. And we were there probably for about a good minute just laughing. And then we got there in the end. We were off. The audience loved it. They loved it. And they love it because they love things that go wrong because it's human. It's human when things like that happen on stage. And you can be with the people on the stage performing because they're having a laugh, you're having a laugh, and you're just having a great time all together because you know something has just gone wrong. Oh well, what a shame. That's the nature of live theatre and the love and the joy of it. And I think that was one of my favourite moments of this year was playing Igor. And if anyone was to ever put Young Frankenstein on, I definitely do want to. I've got something in my eye. It's not a tear. I would 100% do it again. I enjoyed that role so much, and he was just so much fun to be. And yeah, it was just me. It was me, basically. Just with a hunch. And then I produced and directed a show with my main theatre Amdram group, Blackpool Operatic Players. It's something I started 2 years ago with them. It was just like a little trial and error thing to see how it would go. It was like a concert, basically, of a load of musical theatre songs in there, and we just pieced it together and just basically celebrate musicals in one night. Well, it was 4 nights for us. We did it over 2 weekends. And this year, I said that from last year, I want to up it. I want to make this bigger and bigger. And we did. And the amount of reviews and amazing compliments that we got from the show was just so meaningful. And because this one meant a lot to me, it was just so powerful. And the way that everyone in the cast really enjoyed it. The first year, last year, we had only 16, including myself, people in the show. This year we had about 40 plus people interested and 30 people stayed in the show. It was one packed stage, but my God, every single song sounded amazing. Everyone did so much hard work, and it was just brilliant. And I really enjoyed it. To which now I've actually been doing, setting up my third one for next year, 2025. Same venue, same way we're doing it. We're just going to do a few little twists, but people will find that out very, very soon. So yeah, that's another thing that achievable this year, and it was just so lovely. It really was, and I loved every single second. I could not have asked for a better creative team to be alongside me, and also production team. That's the same thing. And cast. The cast were just incredible. They really were, and I think those two really were my main highlights. Also going to see Company in York, which is obviously when the car thing happened, so it put a bit of a damper on it and stressful, but we leave that be, because Company, my God, was absolutely insane. It really was. I really, 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 really want to direct that show. That is one show I really would love to do, so I could put my ideas forward for it. And yeah, just it means a lot to me. If you know me really, really well, you know that I love that show, and I would do anything to either be in it or do it. Mainly, I want to do it, as in like put it on, because I've got so many ideas that I'd love to try. It's one of those where you can trial and error it, but you've got to kind of know what you're doing, because it's a Stephen Sondheim show. Stephen Sondheim is extremely difficult to follow, basically, and if you don't understand him, then you're lost. Really, you're lost. But hopefully, fingers crossed, in the future, someone will hopefully do it, and I can hopefully do it as directing. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So yeah, those were the main highlights of this year, and then obviously starting YouTube up again, and then this happening. So yeah, I just want to thank you all for basically sticking around, and I just want to tell you now, basically, 2025 is looking to be quite a good year. Not just for the channel, but also for me as well. But the channel is going to be a lot bigger this year. There's quite a few things I would like to put out there on here. I am going to stick with Sunday time slots at 5 o'clock every Sunday, because I feel it works. At the moment, anyway, it might change in the future depending on what happens with people, like, and everything. Like, it could end up being that I'm not getting the views at this time now, or but I'm getting it a bit later on or earlier. So it's one of those where I trial and error. But yeah, there's definitely going to be quite a few things that I would like to share with you, and this is my sharing space, basically. I'll review things, and if it, like a show, if it's still around in the area, I'll basically tell you that you should go and see this, or maybe not. I've done this for you. I've saved you the effort and the money, but in my expense. But yeah, I've got a show actually coming up this weekend, the first weekend of January, but that probably won't be out until the weekend after, because it's so close, and also it's on a Sunday. I won't be able to edit and do everything in time and make it good, because that's what I would like to do. Unlike this one, where this is just been a speak through of my thoughts, my head, wherever it is. So yeah, it's gonna be some really, really, really good things to look out for. So definitely keep an eye out. Make sure you have hit that bell button once you've subscribed. Like I say, thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed again. I keep saying it, I know, but make sure you like all the videos, comment, put comments in. If you see me doing a video and you're like, oh, Fraser could do this, like, it'd be something really cool that he could do, I'd like to see his reaction to that. I just want to get out there more and do things. So that's the aim that I'm going to go through. So yeah. And all that being said, that's 2024 out of the way. We're going to forget everything. Everything's a new start now. Right now, as soon as it hits midnight, which is literally going to be in probably 1 hour from once I've finished this video. Yeah. So, to that, I want to say, let's forget 2024 and let's have a Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody.